Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, Pilipino, yan ang Pinoy.
I'm back! Namiss niyo ba ako? Ha? Medyo isang linggo lang po ha. Sandali lang ako nawala. Diyos ko, tamambak po ang nangyari sa mundo ng palakasan. At kaya po yan ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong Sabado ng umaga sa inyong paboritong kasama. Ha? Tuwing almusal, di paano? Bango na! Power and play na!
Power and Play with Kom Noli Eala.
Magandang umaga. Good morning po sa lahat sa inyo. Naimbag na bigat yo amin. Of course, sa lahat po ng ating mga kaibigan, sa lahat po ng ating mga suki, nagbabalik po ang inyong paboritong kasama tuwing Sabado, ang Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum, Cherry Tigo, it's fun to drive, at ng Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. And of course, we are powered by Smart. Oy, siya nga pala, wini-welcome natin ang ating pinakabagong kasama sa pamilya po ng Power and Play sponsors. Walang iba kundi ang True Religion. Yan ha, True Religion. Ha? Maraming salamat sa True Religion, ang premiadong jeans and apparel company. Of course, ngayon po ay nandito na sa Pilipinas ang True Religion. Ha? Pwede nyo po silang ika nga makita. Yan, nakita mo naman, True Religion brand jeans. Visit True Religion sa Conrad S. Maison, sa MOA Complex, sa Resorts World Manila, at sa Hacienda Designer Outlet po sa Silang, Cavite. Very exclusive yan. And of course, ang kanilang tagline, True Religion, where passion meets power. Idagdagan na natin, Power and Play. Again, marami po salamat sa lahat ng mga taga True Religion. Ako, inabati po natin ang mga nakikinig sa atin sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM. Talagang na-miss ko kayong lahat. Bumisita lang tayo ng konti. Doon sa ikangan ng ating mga kaibigan, doon sa ibang bansang malamig. Pero hindi naman kalamigan at tayo po yung nakipag-graduation doon. At talagang na-miss ko po yung ating mga suki dito. Yung pong mga nakikinig sa atin sa kanilang mga sasakyan, sa mga namamasada, mga pauwi ng kanilang probinsya. Lahat po ng nasa emergency rooms, dyan po sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM. Of course, lahat po ng nakikinig sa atin sa o nanonood sa 1PH on Signal TV. Lalong-lalo na po sa gawing Cebu. Mayong buntag kaninyo tanan sa inyong lahat po dyan sa mga nanonood sa 1PH on Signal TV. And of course, all over the world via Facebook Live. Good morning! Naku, ang dami po nating pag-uusapan sapagkat napakaraming nangyayari sa mundo ng palakasan. Nagsimula na ang NBA Finals. Kahapon, napanood natin ang pambihirang Game 1 kung saan nakabalik ang Boston Celtics at talunin ang Golden State Warriors sa kanilang sariling home court para pangunahan po ang NBA Finals. Nandyan din po ang pagsisimula ng PBA Season 47. Nako magsisimula na po yan bukas Kaya abangan nyo po lahat yan. 12 koponan, may bagong team, yung Converge Fiber Xers, na dating Alaska, pero sila po ngayon ay under new management. Tingnan natin kung magbabago ang kapalaran sa PBA. And of course, katatapos lang po ng Southeast Asian Games sa Hanoi. Mamaya pag-uusapan din natin po yan tungkol naman sa mga kaganapan na nangyari dyan. And of course, mga balita tungkol sa Gilas Pilipinas na meron na naman mga pagbabago. Atin pong hihimayin yan mamaya din po. Isang inaabangan natin, dalawa na inaabangan natin na mga events na mangyayari ay yung laban po ng ating kababayang si Nonito Donaire. Laban po kay Naoya Inoue, June 7 sa Saitama, Japan. Aba, kailan ba yung June 7? A4 ba ngayon? A5? Aba, sa Martes. Martes po ang laban ni Nonito Donaire. Kaya pagdasal po natin ang ating kababayan. Yan po ay unification bout sa bantamweight division. Napakagandang laban yan at ating pong aantabayanan ang pukpukan dyan. Of course, ang isa pa nating tinututukan ay yung paglalaro sa US Open kung saan ang ating kababayan natin, Yuka Saso, ay defending champion, although napakasama ng kanyang pagsisimula doon po sa US Open sa North Carolina. Ang ating mga makakasama mamaya, of course, EJ Obiena para pag-usapan ang kanyang gold medal performance sa Southeast Asian Games at sa Italy. And then makakausap din po natin si Coach Chot Reyes ng Gilas Pilipinas at ng Token Text, Tropang Giga. Ibi-breakdown po natin ang NBA Finals natin ngayong araw po ito. Kasama walang iba kundi ang batikang sports anchor mula sa ESPN SportsCenter sa Amerika, si Aaron Atayde, at ang pinagmamalaki naman nating from One Sports na si Jutt Sulit. And of course, yung paborito po nyong Fast Take. So marami tayong dadaanan at na-miss ko kayo. Kaya simulan na natin po ang ating balitaan sa ating Sports Weekly Highlights.
Power and Play with Kom Noli Eala.
Kagaya na nabanggit ko po, nakauna na ang Boston Celtics kontra Golden State Warriors sa likod ng comeback win sa home court ng GSW, 120-108. Lamang ng double digits papasok sa fourth quarter ang Warriors, pero dyan umalagwa ang Celtics. Ang Game 1 loss sa finals ang unang home court loss ng Warriors sa buong 2022 playoffs. Sa Lunes na ang Game 2 alas 8 ng umaga at mapapanood niyan sa live sa TV5. PBA News naman, magbubukas na ang 47th season ng Asia's Oldest League sa linggo. Target ng PBA ang 3 conferences ngayong season na magsisimula sa All-Filipino na Philippine Cup. Pero may dalawang fan favorite na hindi po makakakita ng aksyon ngayong taon na to. Kinumpirma ni Coach Tim Cone ang retirement ni Mark the Spark Kagiwa makalipas ang higit 2 dekada niyang paglalaro sa liga. Maging si Joe Devans, inanunsyo na rin ang kanyang pagre-retiro sa pro basketball. Saludo ako sa iyo, Mark, and of course Joe. Alam niyo po, nakasama ko si Mark Kagiwa and he is one of the most colorful and perhaps one of the best that ever played sa PBA, and of course a popular athlete sa mga fans. Again, congratulations sa ating dalawang magre-retirong si Mark Kagiwa at Joe Devans. Lipat naman tayo sa national team update. Ibang coach ang hawak sa Gilas Pilipinas para sa paparating na June to July window ng FIBA World Cup Asian Qualifiers. Yan po ay si Nenad Vucinic na dating coach ng New Zealand national team. Nilinaw naman ni Gilas Pilipinas manager Butch Antonio na si Coach Chot Reyes pa rin ang head coach ng Gilas Pilipinas. Ating pong makakapanayam live si Coach Chot Reyes sa ilang sandali. Update naman sa isa pa nating pambato abroad. Nakakuha ng ginto si EJ Obiena sa Italy. Congratulations! Sa likod ng 5.85-meter jump na panalunan ng Pinoy pole vaulter ang European City of Sports leg sa L'Aquila, Italy. Ito ang unang ginto ni EJ matapos ang tagumpay na title defense niya sa 31st Southeast Asian Games. Sa isa pang may dugong Pinoy, muling umangat sa world number 5 ang ranking ni Wesley So. Kasunod yan ng magandang performance niya sa Norway Chess Tournament kung saan natalo pa niya si world number 1 Magnus Carlsen. At yan po ang buod ng mga balita sa ating Sports Weekly Highlights. Again, tinututukan po natin yang pong laban ni Nonito Donaire and of course yung pong paglalaro ni Yuka Saso. At marami pang iba. Ang daming balita ngayong araw nito sa pagdating sa sports, sa sports pages, at yan po ay ating ibabalita. Ang game 2 po ng finals ay sa Lunes ng NBA. Naku, napakaganda nung laban kahapon. Umangat ng konti lumamang ng malaki ang Golden State. Humabol sa second quarter ang Boston at lumamang pa sila sa halftime. Pero lumamang ng 12 puntos ang Golden State up to the start of the third quarter bago po nakabalik ang Boston sa napakaraming 3-point shot na nagmula kay Al Horford, kay Jaylen Brown, kay Derek White at kung sino-sino pa. Kaya po nanalo sila running away 120-108. Mananalo kaya ang Boston sa second game? Yan po ang ating pupulsuhan, mga kaibigan, ngayong araw na ito tungkol po sa NBA Finals dahil sa nangyari sa game number 1. Gusto po namin malaman sa inyo kung ano po ang inyong pulso sa NBA Finals. Pagkatapos po, ito po ang ating katanungan pagkatapos po na nanalo ang Boston sa home court mismo ng Golden State, anong dapat maging adjustment ng Warriors para makabawi sa game 2 ng NBA Finals? Ulitin ko po yan alam natin, natalo ang Golden State sa game number 1. Makakabalik pa kaya sila? At ano bang dapat maging adjustment nila para makabawi sa Game 2 ng NBA Finals? Mamaya po babasahin natin ang inyong mga komentaryo at tayo po ay titingnan natin kung meron tayo makukuhang mga komentaryong talaga namang nakakagimbal ang inyong opinion. Pero mamaya po yan abangan nyo sa ating pulso ng bayan. Alright mga kaibigan, handa na tayo para sa ating susunod na segment, ang inyong paboritong segment na Fast Take.
Power and Play with Kom Noli Eala.
Ang Fast Take po ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Tigo. It's fun to drive. Dito po sa Fast Take, of course, ang opinion ng ating mga kaibigan sa hanap buhay, ang sports journals, ang mahalaga. And of course, ngayong araw po ito, again, tayo po'y mapalad na makakasama natin ang mga veterano pagdating sa sports journalism. Walang iba kundi ang ESPN Philippines contributor Sid Ventura at ang ating kaibigang PhilStar correspondent, walang iba kundi si Abac Cordero. Magandang umaga, Sid and Abac. Thank you for joining us sa Power and Play.
Good morning, good morning, Sir Noli. It's great to be back.
Salamat. Abac, kamusta ka? Mukhang wala pang audio si Abac. Baka naka-mute.
Okay, good morning po, Kom. As usual, our pleasure.
Thank you. Salamat for joining us this morning. Alam niyo naman, pagdating sa mga veterano, ito po yung mga mabibigat. And no, before I go to the fast take issues, let me begin first. Alam mo, Sid, alam natin na naghahanda na si Kai Soto na sumama dun sa NBA draft. What is your feel? Ano ba ang latest kay Kai Soto? It looks like dumadami ang interest para sa ating bata.
Yung nga ako, noong una, hindi siya lumalabas sa mga mock drafts ng mga sports sites sa States, pero sumulpot siya, I think, 2 weeks ago, Sports Illustrated mock draft. They see him going from number 49 to the Sacramento Kings, and then another mock draft saw him going to the Warriors with the 55th pick. So, hindi natin alam minsan sablay ang mock draft, minsan tama naman. No, hindi lang kasi consistent ngayon na lumalabas siya sa lahat ng mock drafts, pero I think it's a good sign na maraming mga NBA teams who want to get a closer look at him through private workouts.
Correct.
So, syempre as a Filipino, we're hoping na his name will be called on draft day. on June 23.
Absolutely. Talagang yan ang ating pinagdarasal dahil at the end of the day, kababayan natin yan, dugong Pilipino, tunay na Pilipino, and we're hoping na yung mga workouts niya, the latest of which is with Chicago, talagang magbukas ng mata ng mga NBA teams na piliin si Kai Sotto. Abak, alam mo, you correctly picked in our show itong finals tandem sa NBA na Golden State versus Boston. Unang-una, ano ang naramdaman mo during that time na tinanong kita? Napili mo Golden State and Boston, nagkatotoo, and now it is there. Ano naman ang pakiramdam mo sa series na to?
Well, natap lang naman ko, Golden State was there, talaga naman papunta sila sa finals. But Boston, I felt, was at the right time, picking at the right time, And true enough, mga nilampasan nila sa playoffs ang bibigat, Milwaukee and Miami, And ngayon, suddenly 1-0 pa sila ngayon. So, para naiba ngayon yung dehado. Suddenly, pwede mo sabihin, even with a 1-0 lead, baka even na ngayon ang serye, Or a little more, medyo makukuha na ng konting odds ang Boston. So, tingnan natin, sa Lunes, magandang game yan ko. Medyo maaga na naman tayo gigising.
Oo nga. Kanina, mukhang si Sid Boston Celtics ito. Sid, mukhang may pinapakita kang sombre. Ayun! Yun ang...
Yan.
maganda ba ang kutob mo, Sid, na tuloy-tuloy na to?
Well, sana, prediction ko was Celtics in 7
Wow!
So, sana magkatotoo yun. And hopefully, fewer games. Hirap mag-game 7 sa Chase Center.
Ikaw, Abak, ano ba prediction mo? Ngayon na na-predict mo na yung finals, ito na, predict mo naman kung ano yung mangyayari dito.
Ako, talaga, kahit na Boston ako, Golden State pa rin naman ang llamado. Nakita nyo naman sa Game 1, talagang ang laki ng odds, plus 175, minus 300 yata yung Boston.
Wow.
Tingin ko, but with what happened in Game 1, lilipat na ulit ako talaga. Magbo-Boston na ako in mga 6-7 games siguro.
Ako, personal, alam mo naman ako, Philadelphia ako, mortal na kaaway namin ang Boston. But ako, this series, and even before it started, I was Boston. Ako, ang feeling ko, yung mga bigs ng Boston, very versatile, agile, they can switch on anyone. I think that will be the key. Yung switchability ng defense nila. Kasi ako, I still believe defense will win the championship. And I think yun ang magiging susi dito. Lalong-lalo na, kung ganyan ang shooting ni Al Horford, hindi tatalunin ang Boston pag ganyan ang kinalabsan nitong seryeng ito. Alright, tuloy na tayo sa ating mga fast take issues ngayong umagang ito. Alam nyo na ang drill. Walang tama, walang mali. Bato-bato sa langit, tamaan, huwag magagalit. Ito ang ating unang issue of the morning. Kanina ko pa binabanggit ng ating inaabangan, tinututukan ay ang parating na WBC or Bantamweight Unification Bout. WBC, IBF, WBA between Nonito Donaire, ang ating kababayan, at ang Hapon na si Naoya Inoue sa June 7 sa Saitama Arena sa Japan. So ang tanong, ano ang chances ni Nonito the Filipino Flash Donaire na makabawi at makuha ang title mula kay Naoya Inoue? I'll begin with you, Sid. 1 minute. Go!
Mabigat itong rematch na ito para kay Filipino Flash Nonito Donaire. Alam naman natin, pinahirapan talaga niya si Inoue nung unang encounter nila nung 2019 pero kinapos lang siya nung huli. Inoue is called the monster for a reason. Napakabigat ang mga suntok niya. But I think Nonito has learned from that last encounter, that last fight. He failed to put away Inoue, na nabasag niya yung orbital niya dito and his nose, fractured nose. Talagang naramdaman din ni Inoue yung power niya, yung nga lang naisahan siya nung shot to the liver. So I think Donaire already knows what he's getting into. He'll be more prepared this time. Same can also be said for Inoue. But I think Donaire's chances are a little better in the rematch compared to 2019.
Alright. Well, yan ang, of course, lahat ng inaasahan ng mga Pilipino, but hindi pwedeng baliwalain ang lakas ni Inoue. Alright, same issue, Abak. Ano ang chances ni Nonito laban kay Naoya Inoue? 1 minute, Abak, go!
Yes, first, Sid, I agree with all this, with everything you said. Ano? Ito, Kom, we are looking at a potential fight of the year. Ano? Highly anticipated to, highly awaited. Ano? Same venue sa Saitama. Does Donaria have a chance? Of course. But I think he must be able to dictate the pace early. And against a fighter like Inoue, that's not an easy thing to do. Maganda yung first fight kasi. Action-packed, entertaining. Inoue won that one, proving to be the better fighter. Pero not without a fight. Ano? Tumumba si Donaire in the 11th round. Tama kasi, body shot. Ano? But in fact, nabasag ang right orbital bone, yung eye socket ni Inoue dito. And if Donaire can hurt Inoue early and maybe remind him of that injury that required surgery, baka mangilag ng konti ito si Inoue, and then Donaire can have the upper hand. Ano? Age is a factor, of course, 40 and 30. Mas matanda si Donaire, but the good thing is hindi naman inactive tong si Donaire.
Alright, and of course, alam natin na the last two fights ni Donaire, puro tulog ang inabot ni Umali, and of course, ang ating kababayan si Garbalio. But still, at this point, dasal na lamang ang ating pwede maibigay kay Nonito Donaire dahil alam natin kung gaano kabigat ang mga suntok, kagaya nga na sinabi ni Sid, gaano kabigat ang mga suntok ng The Monster Naoya Inoue. Again po, mga kaibigan, June 7 yan. Magaganap ang laban, sabi nga ni Abak, potentially the fight of the year. Alright, let's go to our second issue of the morning. Ito ay tungkol sa parating na Season 47 ng PBA. Opening na po bukas. Ang tanong, anong team at sino-sinong players ang pinakaabangan ninyo sa Season 47 ng PBA, yung pong Philippine Cup? I'll begin with you, Abak. 1 minute. Go!
Kom, alam mo naman yan. We're looking at the full calendar. Full calendar. 3 conferences na wala kasi yung Asian Games. So medyo mas naging kampante mag-full calendar ang PBA. All Filipino sa Sunday, then Commissioner's Cup, 6-10, Governor's Cup, 6-6 ang imports. But since malayo pa naman yung iba, Philippine Cup muna tayo, Kom. I'm looking at the usual suspects, di ba? With due respect to the others, mabibilang mo naman sa daliri mo sino talaga may mga chances dito sa Philippine Cup. We have TNT, of course, with Coach Chot Reyes. Kaya ba niya mag-back-to-back? The PBA is different from the SEA Games, But I think Coach Chot will remain the favorite, and this TNT yung tropa niya dito sa Philippine Cup, Kaya sabi ko, talagang TNT ang nasa taas dito. We must also look at SMB, Magnolia, Meralco, naman, Ginebra, andyan naman lahat yan. It's the crown jewel, so the Philippine Cup, so abangan natin.
Alright, well, mamaya pag-uusapan natin yung Gilas, but of course, alam natin na pagdating sa Philippine Cup, yung mga malalakas ang lineup lagi na traditionally superpower ng PBA. Sid, same issue. Ano ba ang pinaka-aabangan mo? Sino-sino mga player? Aling team para sa pagbubukas ng Season 47? 1 minute, Sid. Go!
Sangayon ako sa mga teams na sinabi ni Abak. Sila yung mga liamado. Defending champion TNT, the Governor's Cup champion Barangay Ginebra. Tim Cone said na they won the Philippine Cup in 2020 pero sa bubble daw, wala raw crowd. So they want to experience winning the Philippine Cup again in front of their fans. So that's something to look out. Pero parang pare-pareho yung balance of power, I'm really interested in seeing how Converge does in their first season. I know na Alaska sila dati, pero this is a new team, new management.
Yeah.
They have exciting new players coming in. So I want to see how they do. With regard to specific players, katatapos lang ng UAAP season, a very exciting season, 84 season. I want to see how the UAAP rookies do, Si Gian Mamuyak ng Rain or Shine, and then si Sean Ildefonso, anak ni Danny Ai. And of course, dahil galing ako sa UP, I want to see how Javi Gomez de Leaño performs for Terra Firma.
Ganda, maganda yan. Talagang yan ang isa sa mga X-factors ngayon. Xers nga sila, yung Converge. Dahil nga, bago ang management. Sometimes, a little change like that could spell a big difference pagdating sa motivation at saka mindset ng mga players. So let's see kung paano ang magiging takbo ng laro ng Converge. Opening game yata sila, no? Abak, tama, no? Opening day ang Converge. So that will be very interesting. All right, let's go to our third and final issue of the morning. Ito ang tungkol sa Gilas Pilipinas. Nagpalit na naman ng coach para sa third window ang SBP para sa kupunan sa ating national team. So ang tanong, pabor ba kayo sa ginawa ng SBP na iba na naman ang coach? Ito si Nenad Vucinic para sa third FIBA window. I'll begin with you, Sid. 1 minute. Go!
Well, tandaan natin, first of all, para sa FIBA World Cup to next year, and the Philippines has already qualified for the FIBA World Cup. No? Even if we lose all of our games Asian qualifiers, we are still qualified. So now is the best time to give exposure to the young kids and also to hindi naman try out, pero see how someone like Coach Nenad will do when he's handed the reins of the national team. No? So it's not as if he's a stranger. He's been with the program since last year. Nandun siya sa SEA Games, nandun siya sa previous qualifiers, no? And I think, Coach Chot, hindi naman wala siyang pakialam sa Gilas, pero PBA season is opening. May mga rin ang TNT. So the SPP brass, they probably thought na this is a good time to expose others to the national team, both player and coach.
Well, tama kasi. Of course, si Vucinic is also not an inexperienced coach dahil hinawakan na niyan ang New Zealand. So, hindi naman to bagito, ika nga. Abak, same question. Pabor ka ba sa ginawa ng SBP na muling nagbago ng coach for the third window ng FIBA Qualifiers? 1 minute, Abak. Go!
Well, it's their call, not ours. So, ako, naniwala, tama na may mga sinabi ni Sid. So, dadagdagan ko lang, na number one, hindi naman si Nena ang tatawag who will call the shots for the World Cup. It's still Chot Reyes. And with 15 months to go, matagal pa yan. But it doesn't mean we have the luxury of time. Kaya honestly, kailangan na buuin yung team na yan for 2023. Look at what happened in Hanoi. Suddenly, para naging Asian Games and SEA Games, we almost lost to Thailand and lost the goal to Indonesia. Lack of chemistry ang problema. And we don't want this same thing to happen in the World Cup. We cannot win the crown there, but we can win a game or two, no? We need to form the team soon. Tingin ko lang, on paper at least, form the team. On paper, kahit on paper lang, and then take it from there.
Well, I totally agree with the two of you. Dapat talaga maganda. Actually, 2017 pa na award ang FIBA World Cup para sa Maynila. We had all that time to prepare and nilagay nila yung 23 for 23, kung ano-anong mga programa yan. Nilagay nila si Tab Baldwin and then of course nagkapalit-palit. And that's the only frustration that I have, that we had so much time to prepare and yet 15 months to go, sabi nga ni Abak, naghahanda pa rin tayo. So, we don't expect to win the World Cup, but we at least expect na tayo ay magiging competitive dahil tayo ay host. So, again, we're hoping, sabi nga ni Abak, hindi naman natin call yan, but we're certainly hoping na itong mga eksperimentong ito sa kaduluduluhan ay magdudulot ng mabuti para sa ating bansa. Well, Sid and Abak, again, as usual, marami kami napulot sa inyo and we're hoping na you can guest with us again another time. Maraming salamat sa panahon binigay niyo sa amin ngayong umaga.
Thank you, Tom. Anytime.
Mga kaibigan, ang ating mga kaibigan, Sid Ventura, ESPN Philippines contributor and ang veteranong journalist na si Abak Cordero ng Philippine Star. Maraming po salamat. Naku, ang dami nun. Of course, again, we're hoping na ito po mga pagbabago sa Gilas, while maybe experimental, while temporary, hindi po ito balakid para pagkaisahin ang ating kupunan, pagkaisahin ng SBP ang ating mga players. Sana po magtulong-tulong na ang mga stakeholders. Sana po ibigay na ninyo ang pinakamagagaling nating player para naman tayo hindi mapahiya bilang host ng 2023 FIBA World Cup. Alright mga kaibigan, before tayo mag-break, konting paalala lang po mula sa ating mga kaibigan sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The Giga Life app is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Bro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the Giga Life app do for me? Check your balance, monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card, subscribe to the latest Giga promos, monitor your data consumption, auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network, one-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Alright, at this point, kami po ay magbe-break ng panandalian sa amin pong pagbabalik. Makakasama natin live ang head coach ng TNT Tropang Giga at ng Gilas Pilipinas, walang iba kundi si Coach Chot Reyes. Ito po ang Power and Play hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo at ng Chooks to Go. Kasama na rin po ang True Religion. Ang oras po natin, 8:33 ng umaga.
I dare to dream big, to be a voice of my generation, to inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Alex, are you ready to have some fun on your first driving lesson?
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice na swak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to Go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to Go Delivery Hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
para dito sa pool of players na to, Coach? Will they still really be considered as a pagbuo ng final team natin, as you said, no? Or at least the final pool going into the FIBA World Cup? Meron bang ganong intention, or is this really just a stopgap measure and this will be players na will be considered for, further on, hindi sa 2023?
Both. Remember, as program director, my job is to put a program together, not only for 2023, but for the future of Philippine basketball, to put a program so that tuloy-tuloy na, so that even when we are no longer here, the program continues. And that's why we put a lot of effort dito sa 16 and under. Kung makita mo yung mga players that we have here, we have, I think, 4 or 5, 6'6" and above players, because talagang piniprepare na natin yung future. So that's the first in reply to your question. And secondly, yes, there are going to be players in this pool that will make the final pool. Hindi natin masabi if they'll make the final 12, but they will be part of the final pool for World Cup 2023. So it is a two-in-one process. Talagang tinitignan natin. Ako personally, I think there are going to be players in this team na pupunta sa New Zealand who we're going to find in the final pool.
Well, I'm pulling for all of them, lalong-lalo na doon sa huling naipasok doon si Allen Liwag, who came from a small program of our school dito sa Quezon City, yung St. Patrick's School, picked up by EAC, who has developed into a terrific player. At sana nga kami ay nagdarasal na ma-develop yung bata. Kagaya nila Abando, nila James Spencer, and everyone else dun sa pool na yan.
Yes. Unfortunately, there are we have some issues there. Si James Spencer pala, nag-rehab siya. He's in Australia. I don't think he can join. He already said he cannot join this team kasi he's injured. May injury pala siya, plantar fasciitis that he's rehabbing now. But yeah, guys like Allen Liwag, these are players na you'll never know. Right now, he's pretty raw, but he has size, he has athletic ability. And you'll never know, di ba? San aabot itong bata na to. Yan ang gusto natin.
But if you have a wish list, Coach, not necessarily names in particular, but a wish list na gusto mo na manggagaling ang player, is it still the PBA as a priority, or at least yung mga professionals playing abroad that are your priority in forming the pool?
To be very honest, I don't think by 2023 we can compete, we can put together the best team without the PBA players.
Okay.
I think that's a reality we all have to face. However, I think that there are players, and we all know who they are. There are a couple of players who are in Japan. And then there are a couple of players who are neither in Japan nor in the PBA who have a real crack at the final lineup. That's why wala tayong pwedeng i-exclude, Kom. We have to really open our thinking because you'll never know who's going to make it. And that's why mas lalong mahirap just to coordinate the schedules of the Japan teams, the PBA, the collegiate leagues. You can imagine the nightmare, right? So, yun ang nagiging problema natin. And I know maraming nagagalit, bakit ganito, bakit ganyan, but please understand the problem of that we are facing just in the selection process alone. Ngayon lang, sa pool na ni-name namin, Kom, I can tell you, there are 1 or 2 guys hindi pa namin nakikita. So, they haven't even attended practice. So, ano na to college players na to. So,
Alam mo,
it's not easy. So
nabanggit ko nga kanina, we were awarded the hosting in 2017 and alam ko, you already put together a program back then, yung 23 for 23. You were preparing it. Of course, nagkaroon ng palitan, nagkaroon ng rigodon, revolving door, and you're back at the helm, you're the program director, and again now we're seeing another name, Nenad Vucinic. Is it frustrating? I mean, really, personally, is it frustrating? I guess kami, kasi we are frustrated, na ang may panahon para buuin itong magaling na programang ito. But parang we're back to square one. Do you feel that or hindi naman? Hindi naman back to square one?
Hindi naman back to square one. Remember, we put the program together and I thought Coach Tab was doing a good job. Ang problema, nagkaroon ng mga balakid, nagkaroon ng obstacles, and he stepped down, and we were left with very little to work with. So, hindi naman back to square one. But then we just want to inform everyone to please understand how difficult the process is. Kasi nung binubuo natin yan, wala namang Japan, wala namang Taiwan, wala namang Korea.
Tama.
Wala naman gito ng mga issue na to eh. Wala namang COVID pa noon. And then all of these things happened.
Correct.
And now we are dealing with that reality. So we're trying we've shut down, like I said, anyone who wants to take a look, there is already a program broken down month to month, all the way to August 2023. What are the competitions? Who are the potential players? Ganito, ganyan. So it's all already there. Ang communication namin with the PBA has been consistent. Hats off to Kom Willie and the PBA board. They're really trying their best to help us out. They're bending over backwards to help the program. Wala akong masasabi dyan.
Alright.
And that's why we're just asking for patience. Remember, 2023 ang inaano natin dito, August 2023. So that's the goal. We will put together the best team possible for August 2023.
Well, talking about putting together a team, and just to end this interview, Coach, pasimula na ang PBA Season 47. How is your team, ang TNT Tropang Gigas, lalong-lalo na sa mga fans ninyo? Are you more prepared dito sa Season 47?
Well, I've been very pleased with the way our training and our practices have been going. However, to be very honest, we are not going to be at full strength because Mikey Williams still has to agree on a contract. So we still don't have him. And Kelly Williams as well is recovering from a calf injury. So we won't have him as well for the opening game. But alam mo naman tayo, laban lang tayo ng laban. We're very excited and optimistic, and we're really looking forward to the opening of this new season.
I'm just interested, sabi mo nga si Mikey Williams has not yet signed the contract. What is the latest there? Is there a big snag or ito naman ay a matter of time? Ano ba yan? Ano bang balita dyan, Coach?
The real issue is he has a 2-year contract, but there was a provision in his contract that if we win a championship, he has the option to renegotiate. So, we're in the process of renegotiating now. Mahaba lang ng konti.
But you're confident? Confident ka na makukuha niya?
Yeah, I'm confident. He himself has expressed to me personally his desire to continue playing for Talk and Text. Medyo humaba lang, and you know how these things go. Sometimes it can drag on for a bit, but if both parties are really interested in getting things done, then I'm looking forward to wrapping it up sooner rather than later.
All right. Well, maraming salamat, Coach. A lot of things learned today, and of course, we wish you all the best. I will be patient, definitely, and I hope everyone else does so. But alam mo naman ng Pinoy, talagang pag basketball, mainit ang dugo. Kaya, Coach, ikaw rin, be patient, and good luck sa pagbubukas ng PBA bukas. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Kom.
Mga kaibigan, ang head coach ng Talk and Text Tropang Giga, and of course, ng Gilas Pilipinas. Head coach po siya. Huwag niyo pong questionin yan. Marami nagsasabi, hindi naman head coach po si Coach Chot at yan po ay confirm na rin ng SBP. So again, we wish the TNT Tropang Giga all the best and of course ang Gilas Pilipinas. Alright, we will take a break pero bago po niyan, pasok muna natin ang ating mga viral videos at pop culture sa Stop and Pop.
Power and Play with Kom Noli Eala.
Alam nyo pa, basta may bola at ring, makakapaglaro ng paborito nating larong basketball. At dito natin makikita dito sa video ito. Let's roll this video. Kahit po saan, sa kahit anong sulok ng kalye, pero ito kakaiba. Sa mismong barko na gumagalaw. Naglalaro itong mga marino, seafarer, na talaga namang nagpapainit habang gumagalaw ang kanilang barko. Sana lang hindi sumobra yung tira, hindi mag 3-point shot o makasapal at lumabas yung bola. Sa laki ng alon, siguro ang hirap ding makakuha ng mga Euro step dyan dahil ang pinaglalaroan nila mismo sa ibabaw ng barko. But yan po ang popularity ng basketball at yan din po ang ating stop and pop moment. Alright mga kaibigan, we will take a break. Sa amin pong pagbabalik, pag-uusapan natin NBA Finals. Ito po ang Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Chooks to Go, at ng True Religion. Ang oras po natin, 9:07 ng umaga.
I dare to dream big, to be a voice of my generation, to inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day. Plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Alex, are you ready to have some fun on your first driving lesson?
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice na swak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to Go Delivery Hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
Eala Power and Play sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM. Power and Play with Kom Noli Eala.
Nagbabalik po ang Power and Play. At this point, I'd just like to thank all of our sponsors that continue to support our show. Marami po salamat sa Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Sa ganitong pabago-bago ang panahon, mga kapatid, sobrang init tapos biglang uulan. Kailangan natin ng matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum. Kapag may aluminum, tsak na pang matagalan. At isa lang ang alam kong dekalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom, tibay protektado sa pang matagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum.
Thank you!
Cherry Tigo. Saluhin ang swerteng hatid ng Year of the Tiger. Own a brand new Tigo 2 Pro crossover with Cherry's Year of the Growling Tigo promo. Sa halagang 68,000 low down payment, may sporty 5-seater ka na safe in any road condition dahil mas mataas ang ground clearance nito kaysa sedan. Spacious din ang seats at legroom kaya mas komportable mapa-driver or passenger. May 9-inch infotainment system pa na pwedeng i-connect sa Mirror Link and Apple CarPlay para mas convenient at chill ang travel mo. Pili na from the 6 lucky colors of Tigo 2 Pro: Passion Orange, Lava Red, Graphite Gray, Vivid White, Tuscan Beige at Laser Yellow. Hashtag move for more colors and adventure. Bisitahin ang www.cherryauto.ph to know more about the fun-to-drive Tigo 2 Pro.
Thank you!
Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Subukan ang kanilang pinakabagong oven-roasted chicken na mas pinasarap dahil sa nag-uumapaw na flavorful chicken juice. And of course, check out yung pong Chooks, yung unang dine-in restaurant ng Chooks to Go dyan po sa Lipa, Batangas. Again, Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan.
Thank you!
True Religion, ang ating pong pinakabagong kasama sa Power and Play. True Religion brand jeans for your best style choice. Visit True Religion Conrad S. Maison, MOA Complex, Resorts World Manila, and Hacienda Designer Outlet Silang Cavite. True Religion, where passion meets power, where passion meets Power and Play. Marami po salamat sa True Religion. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo. Magpadala na with confidence kahit para sa negosyo o personal bulk deliveries man yan. Kayang-kaya yan i-deliver securely with Joyride. And of course, ang pinaka-latest offering ng Joyride, ang Joyride Car. Samahan nyo na ng kanilang motorcycle taxi service. So download the latest Joyride Super App now.
Thank you!
Elms Seafood Paluto, the latest offering of the Elms Resto Bar Group, located at Unit 2 Ground Floor, Cali Bistro, Ever, Commonwealth, Quezon City. Enjoy their delectable seafood menu in a relaxed, casual dining atmosphere for your salo-salo seafood meal. Elms Seafood Paluto. Skin, your face and body anti-aging center, na may branches po sa Alabang Town Center at Green Hills, San Juan. For your skin assessments and treatment schedule, please call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886.
Thank you!
ASEA Subic Beach Resort. Experience the getaway that you deserve and dive into limitless happenings, rejuvenating experiences, and gastronomic adventures. ASEA Subic Beach Resort.
Thank you!
And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live Smart! Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng ating mga tagapagtaguyod. Tsaka pala gusto ko lang batiin si incoming PCOO Secretary of the Press, Attorney Trixie Cruz Angeles. We had a very good lunch kahapon. Congratulations, ma'am, and good luck sa inyong pagpasok sa Office of the Press Secretary. Alright, at this point, pag-uusapan po natin ang talaga namang umatikabong NBA Finals kung saan kahapon po ay nanalo na ang Boston Celtics ng Game 1 sa NBA Finals dun sa mismong home court ng Golden State Warriors. Game 2 is of course scheduled on Monday sa Pilipinas at ang ating makakausap ngayon para himayin ang NBA Finals walang iba kung hindi ang ESPN SportsCenter anchor. Pambihira. Sa US po to ha? Mula sa Bristol, Connecticut, Aaron Atayde. And of course, ang ating kaibigan from One Sports, ang ating kabatikan at hinahangang si Jutt Sulit. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us this morning sa Power and Play. It's a big honor for me, Aaron, to have you on the show. And Jutt, first time muli ni Aaron since he went over sa ESPN. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Kom. It's just a normal Friday night for me. Saturday night, hindi ko na alam kung anong day ngayon, but it's nice to see you all. Ang sarap mag-Tagalog ulit.
Jutt, thank you. Alam ko na busy-busy ng paghahanda dahil malapit na magsimula ang season 47.
Oo, Kom, pero alam mo naman, pag usapang basketball, di natin matatanggihan yan. It's always nice to talk about the game.
Well, let's begin. Of course, ang topic natin ngayon is the NBA Finals, kung saan nakatutok tayong lahat. This is the time of the year na nagkakalimutan ng pagkakaibigan dahil talaga namang everyone is picking a side, and this is a very polarizing finals with Boston, a traditional power, and Golden State, a dynasty that has been always that is in the making. I'll begin with you first, Jutt. Did you foresee this kind of final pairing?
Honestly, no, I did not. Kung tanungin mo ko even siguro at the start of the playoffs, I definitely would not have said or predicted na magiging Golden State versus Boston in the finals. At lalong-lalo na with how Boston started. Remember, their first 41 games, they actually were 21-20 and did not look anywhere near that they were going to make it this far.
Exactly. Talagang it was a not the best of starts para sa Celtics, and it was really just the turnaround back in late January kung saan talagang they have been the best team since then. Aaron, generally, if you look at this finals, what intrigues you dito sa matchup na ito?
The one thing that intrigues me the most is the, quote-unquote, lack of experience compared to the over 100 games, 120 games worth of experience coming from Golden State. The inexperience from Boston coming into this series, they had zero finals experience, 0 games in the finals of experience, and that does not only stop with the players. This is also the first finals for Ime Udoka, who is the head coach of Boston. Mm-hmm. And he is only I believe the 5th coach in the last 25 years who was a rookie to reach the NBA Finals. Yung maganda para sa kanya though, Kom, is the last 2 rookie coaches that got to the NBA Finals, Nick Nurse, Tyronn Lue. Surprisingly, both of them also beat Steve Kerr in the NBA Finals.
Well, of course, when you talk about that though, and the inexperience of Boston, but when you look at the dynastic run ng Golden State, Boston has had the better of the Warriors throughout this run. And is that a factor, you think, Jutt, pagdating sa mindset, papasok ng finals?
Mindset, feel ko, yes. But also, I do believe that the Warriors, led by, of course, the vets in Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, at lalong-lalo na si Draymond Green, palagay ko kaya na nung tatlo to really stand as leaders and say, okay, yung mga nangyari before, it doesn't matter too much in this run. You know, what matters, iba na tong team natin, even the players are different. And I think when these veterans nga, they reach the finals, they put that aside. Iba na yung seryeng to, and they will face this knowing that, they worked hard and they deserve to be in the biggest stage of basketball.
There are so many factors, so many intangibles in this series, Aaron, na, pinag-usapan na, hinihimay. But for you, what is the biggest factor in the finals? Of course, aside from what you've said already, the experience of both teams.
It's going to come down to who's going to have better defense. We saw it in game number 1 that when given a little bit of opening for either of these teams, they will make a three-pointer, and that goes up and down the entire lineup, except for maybe Draymond Green and Kevin Looney for Golden State. But for Boston, anyone that you leave open will be there. Remember, these are the top 2 teams in defensive efficiency in the regular season. It's only happened I think maybe 2 or 3 other times that the top 2 defensive efficiency teams have met in the finals. The last one, of course, Chicago playing Seattle back in 1996. But you have to, as a basketball fan, kung nanonood ka bilang fan ng basketball mismo, hindi ng Celtics, hindi ng Golden State, pag pinanood mo lang talaga yung depensa ng dalawang koponan na to, it just brings a smile to your face that only fantastic defense can really give you.
Talaga yan, totoo yan. No? And of course, it also brings us a smile to me to see a veteran like Al Horford coming up big, a guy who has, sabi nga nila, has the most number of games in the playoffs but has never won a title. Jutt, how much of a factor is Al Horford, talking about his defense and now a little bit of that offense that we saw in game number 1?
Alam mo, Kom, when I learned that the Celtics did not have a single finals experience, a single game sa buong roster, I was like, si Al Horford. And then I realized, oo nga, no? Hindi pa nga. And, that's the kind of guy Al Horford is. And that's how long he has been a winner na parang mapapaisip, feel ko hindi lang ako nag-iisa na iisipin mo nag-finals na si Al Horford eh. But yeah, that's the kind of experience pa rin and leadership that I feel he will bring or he brings to the Celtics. Yung young core nila of Tatum, Smart, and Jaylen Brown, they're already vets pretty much, no? But then you need someone who's been around as long as Al Horford, who will not try to take the limelight in any way. But pag kailangan puntahan tulad nung game 1, will be ready to hit those big shots for you.
Interestingly, Al Horford is probably one of the unsung heroes ng Boston. But Aaron, when you talk about the Warriors, Jordan Poole has been a big contributor in this entire season. Hindi lamang sa playoffs, but also during the time that Klay Thompson was gone. But he was almost a non-factor yesterday sa game. Do you see this as something that the Golden State Warriors are concerned about, na si Jordan Poole is not delivering, at least in game number 1?
Absolutely. If you look at the box scores and you see that Jordan Poole had shot half of the shots that Draymond Green shot, there is a problem on your team. And that is not what Coach Steve Kerr is trying to do here. I mean, Draymond Green went 2 for 12 from the field. Jordan Poole went 2 of 7. Both of those stat lines are not what Golden State wants to see on the floor. The problem for Golden State is that Poole does not play enough defense to keep up with the backcourt of Jaylen Brown, of Jason Tatum, and of course Marcus Smart. Even when Derek White came in, who has been playing fantastic basketball ever since he became a dad, he does not give you the defensive nature that is necessary to be able to stop a team like Boston.
Well, let's keep it up. Keep it at the guard spot. When you talk about the guards, dito Jutt, and you're looking at some of the best names here with Curry and Klay, and of course Smart and Derek White. Jaylen Brown is playing the guard position. That's really a big lineup for Boston. Sino ang may edge dito sa tingin mo, Jutt?
I think for the backcourt lang, Kom, doon lang sa mga napag-usapan natin pangalan, I might have to give it to Golden State in terms of that, because iba talaga yung Steph Curry. You have a guy who's already cemented his place among the best players in the history of the entire league. And while malaki rin naman yung chance that the guards of Boston might head that way as well, baka hindi pa. But Curry pa lang already is someone who, in terms of bigat, of how much of a household name he has become in the NBA, he's etched himself up there.
Of course, Klay Thompson also had a so-so mediocre second half. First half was okay for Klay, but the second half parang nawala. Aaron, what is the sense there? Is Klay Thompson, alam natin he is recovering. He is not yet at full strength the way we saw him in the early domination of the Warriors. Is Klay Thompson going to have to pick up here to support Klay, or rather Steph?
Absolutely. 6 of 14 shooting is not good. That's not Klay level shooting if they want to win a championship. But the thing is that it's really the defense that is being put on them. You can see how the different schemes are coming towards closing out against Klay Thompson. They're even closing out on those screens harder than when they're closing out against Steph Curry. Of course, Steph had a fantastic first quarter, but after that, he kind of trailed off from there. It's like the entire Golden State team and everyone in the crowd as well was watching that game in the Chase Center and was thinking, okay, tapos na to, pauwi na tayo. All the way until the fourth quarter, where we've seen it before. Boston comes up big in the clutch. They know how to do it. And that's what I was saying. the people are pointing at that 123 games compared to 0 ng Boston. It's like Boston doesn't know what they don't know. Like they don't know.
They don't care. They don't care.
To be nervous, but they're doing what they're doing at an impeccable rate.
Well, when you talk about yung numbers na yun, 123-0, but parang sabi mo nga, Aaron, they don't even care. They're just playing, and that's been their attitude throughout these playoffs. Na parang we will just go out there, and they know that they're very, very talented. But speaking about talent, Jason Tatum had a so-so game scoring wise. He led the team in assists. However, Jutt, is that even a bigger concern para sa Warriors na hindi pa kumakana, hindi pa gumagawa ito si Jason Tatum, and they just blew out the Warriors in the fourth quarter? Is that a concern for the Golden State Warriors?
I think for the Warriors, and I think for the rest of the league as well, naiintindihan nila na meron talagang big three itong Boston, and you can identify the guys na pupuntahan nila for the big plays. But that's the beauty of the Celtics basketball. We saw it in Game 1 na hindi laging kailangan na yung mga baskets manggaling kay Tatum, Brown, and Smart. They're a team that's equipped with a lot of guys who just are ready to step up and contribute to whatever capacity they can or they should kapag nga tawagin yung pangalan ni Coach Ime Udoka, and that is where their strengths will lie. Dito sa finals na to against the Warriors. Nakita nga natin ng Game 1.
Your take, Aaron, on Jason Tatum. If he comes out playing, smoking in Game 2, dagdag na problema pa yan para sa Golden State.
It's always easy to pinpoint that and this and that, and you know it yourself when it's a finals. You can take one game and throw it out the window, and it'll be a completely different setting when Game 2 comes around. Lalo na sa how incredibly intelligent both of these coaches are in terms of their defensive schemes. We know that Jason Tatum will probably not have a 3 of 17 shooting the next time around, but you're probably not gonna get 9 of 12 shooting from Al Horford on the other side. So magbabalanse pa rin yan ulit. It's like everything will be reset when they're coming into game number 2. The thing is, though, for Golden State, this is the first home loss that they've had this entire postseason. So makikita natin kung paano nga sila magbabounce back dito. And this is still the first finals that they've had in this arena.
Yeah.
Paalala natin, Oracle Arena pa sila dati. This is the first time that this arena is seeing this kind of electricity and energy in there. We'll see if they can all rally that together and tie the series up in game number 2.
Well, let's talk about Golden State. Just before, I have a few minutes here. Obviously, Draymond Green in his post-game interview said, hindi sila walang problema. They don't feel that this is a big issue. He said that they dominated for 41 to 42 minutes, and they could have easily won that. Nagkaroon lang sila ng lapses. Do you feel the same way, Jutt, dito sa series na to?
Yes, Com. I feel like tama naman. Draymond wasn't kidding us when he said na wala naman problema. I mean, kung yung kung yung humabol sa kanila is a team with a losing record, then maybe pwede natin sabihin, okay, may kailangan ayusin to Warriors. But this is a team who's the best in the East, di ba? Nakaharap ng Warriors. And may capacity talaga yung Boston or anyone who makes the finals to come back, to make that big of a run, even in the biggest stage. So, baka nalingat yung Warriors, baka nagkaroon ng errors here and there, but I feel like they're still on track. It's a matter of adjustments, specific adjustments to what they saw were some of the advantages they can use for the rest of the series. That's going to be up to Coach Steve Kerr, but I feel like now is not the time to panic because if you change so much, then baka lumayo ka pa dun sa basketball na nagdala sa'yo sa finals, and that might be a bigger problem if you have to steer away from that.
Well, one loss and one victory does not make a final. So obviously mahaba pa itong sharing ito. Aaron, how do you see Game 2 that's coming up, of course, for us on Monday and you on Sunday? How do you see that playing out?
It's funny actually because Game 1 winners win 70% of the finals. And we've seen that across all of the other NBA finals. Whoever takes Game 1 sets a tone, so to say, throughout the remainder of the series. But I think Golden State's going to come back. Boston had one objective on their trip to San Francisco, and that was to steal home court advantage. Nagawa na nila yan. They can ease themselves in. They can try and see if they can steal game number 2, but it's not a knock on them if they're going to head back to Boston na 1-1 yung makita nating series score. But I think that more importantly, it is Golden State who needs to come out and set the tone. They are the ones that need to say, alam naman natin na nagkamali tayo. Sabi nga ni Draymond, 42 minutes lang tayo naglaro. Ubusin natin yung 6 minutes na yun sa susunod na laro. They need to finish all throughout to remind not just the rest of the world, but more importantly, Boston, that they are the Golden State Warriors.
Quick question, Jutt, before I let you go. What do you think should the Warriors do just to come back in this series?
I think they have to stay true to that Warriors basketball. You know, yung shooting nila will be key. And for me talaga, I think Jordan Poole will need to be a little bit more aggressive. I don't know what it is to be a young player in the NBA Finals. I wish I did. Pero, you know, baka meron talagang, you know, mental factor din na makes you cave in a little bit. He has to get over that kung meron man, because talagang kakailanganin siya ng Warriors in the series.
And before I let you go, Aaron, what is the sense of the media back in the US? You know, with this kind of a final setup, and of course the massive support coming from both home teams. We know how rabid the fans are in San Francisco, and of course in Boston. I was there in Game 4, and I saw how the town just is so happy, and the city is just so happy that the finals is back in Boston. What is the sense of the media back in the US?
Well, the media is loving it, especially because of how blown out we saw the games were in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now that the games are picking up, it's a very close game. You could see that the ratings are very high on both international markets as well as domestic markets here in the States. For me, it just makes my life easier. Ang dami-dami kong pwedeng pag-usapan. I love it, and I love having an opportunity to head back home via this call and talk to you guys about it as well.
Well, we're certainly excited to watch this final series all the way, hopefully to Game 7. But more importantly, sana marinig namin yung recap mo sa ESPN SportsCenter. Jutt, I'm looking forward to the PBA, and I'm certainly looking forward to watching you once again. Maraming salamat sa panahon na binigay niyo sa amin today to talk about the NBA Finals.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Kom.
Yan po mga kaibigan ng ating mga kaibigan. Jutt Sulit from One Sports, and Aaron Atayde from ESPN SportsCenter USA. Grabe, no? Talagang iba ang NBA Finals, and this will be a series that will go down again as a classic. Kaya abangan niyo po yan, mga kaibigan. Alright, tuloy-tuloy po tayo. Hindi na tayo magbe-break sapagkat napaka-interesante po ang susunod nating makakapanayam. Ito po ay pag-uusap tungkol sa pagkapanalo at of course pagbalik, loob, yung pong parang nawalan, nabunutan ng tinik. Itong pag-usapan po natin sa In the Spotlight.
Power and Play with Kom Noli Eala.
He was in trouble just a few months ago, almost uncertain kung siya po ay makakalaro sa Southeast Asian Games. But everything just quickly again came together, na-resolve ang problema, and EJ Obiena is once again a champion. Siya po ang ating nakapanayam sa In the Spotlight. Ito po ang ating interview with our pole vault king, EJ Obiena.
As promised, ang ating suki dito sa Power and Play, no other than our pole vault king, EJ Obiena, from Formia in Italy. Magandang araw, EJ. It's good to have you back on the show.
Thank you po. As always, thank you for having me, Kom.
Alam mo, una-una, I'm very, very happy with all of the things that have transpired in your life in the last 2.5 months or so, na talagang kahit papano, nagbago ang ihip ng hangin. Of course, starting with the mediation, and then of course leading to the Southeast Asian Games, where you were the flag bearer. First of all, how did that feel, EJ? Anong pakiramdam nun, being the flag bearer ng ating delegation?
Well, definitely was a pleasure for me and it's an honor. Iba po yung pakiramdam eh. I think this was my first time carrying the flag, solely carrying the flag of the country. And, at first I felt like, oh, I'm representing the whole delegation here in Southeast Asian Games. Then again, I was like, wait, actually I'm representing a bigger delegation. I'm just not representing the athletes. I'm also representing the hundreds and millions of Filipinos all over the world. And yeah, that felt big. And I think at that time I really needed that push, that kind of pressure in a way, and made it a little bit sweeter when the sole Olympic gold medalist of our history in the Olympics said it should be you.
Alam natin na marami ring Pilipino sa Hanoi, sa Vietnam, no? How was the reception from our countrymen para sa inyo?
Wow, I mean, not for me, but there are some teams that were able to receive some packages from the OFW working in Hanoi, and I met a couple of Filipinos during the opening ceremony, and they're just very happy to see people waving our flag and having a representation there. And yeah, you know when it's Filipino the moment you go out, and then you'll see them screaming their heart out, even without a flag or with a flag. Those are.
Alam naman natin ang kababayan laging full support, lalo-lalo na sa mga athletes or even artists that go over in another country. And I'm sure the Filipino fans there were very thrilled with the performance of our athletes. Finishing fourth is nothing to be ashamed about, and we really had a tremendous performance sa Southeast Asian Games. Ikaw mismo, EJ, back-to-back golds in the SEA Games, in the pole vault, a successful defense of your 2019 victory here in Manila, and of course, you broke your own record sa Southeast Asian Games. Do you feel a sense of vindication after all that you've been through? Do you feel that medyo yun ba ang dating sa'yo or something else?
I think it didn't feel like a vindication. It felt more job done as much as it is. I felt like there was like a lot of pressure, and yeah, I felt like there's a lot of things in line for me at that competition, as much as it is just a Southeast Asian Games. It is still the Southeast Asian Games, still representing the country, and yeah, I didn't really feel about any kind of vindication. I just felt like, I went out there and I was expected to win, and I'm relieved that I was able to deliver, and bring the medal back to.
Up to about maybe early March, yung chances mo of playing in the Southeast Asian Games hang on the balance. Hindi pa, you were removed from the national training pool ng PATAFA, and PATAFA was in all sorts of trouble with the POC, and it didn't seem that this was going to be fixed until, of course, the mediation came in, and the parties obviously came to an agreement. Honestly, EJ, were you still hopeful and were you really deliberately working towards a resolution para makalaro ka sa Southeast Asian Games? And given that na it was hanging in the balance, were you really prepared? 100% ka bang handa pa rin? Even if you weren't sure kung ikaw ay talagang makakasama sa Philippine team?
First of all, I hope that whatever happened would not ever happen again to anyone in any kind, any shape or form. Number two, regarding your question, if I was prepared, I think I was just preparing for whatever's going to come. I think that's what COVID did for me in 2020. It showed me that, hey, you're an athlete, and what kept me going was just the way my coach sees things, which is, I'm an athlete, I need to train, I need to be better each day. May it be the competition coming now, tomorrow, the next month, or the next year, the next 4 years.
Where was the breakthrough? And I hope you don't mind. I don't want you to reveal any of the details of what went through in the mediation. But obviously, it it came together all of a sudden, just like all of these things caved in all of a sudden, no? Parang na-resolve din, at least in the eyes of the public, parang biglang na-resolve. Where did you see the breakthrough in the impasse between you and Patafa?
To be honest, I don't really know, and I would really rather move on to this issue. I first of all, I signed a mediation agreement with this, very confidential. So my hands are tied. Can't really talk about it. But yeah, I just want to move forward, and hopefully the future holds better days.
How is your relationship now with Patafa and with President Popoy Vico?
We had a few calls. I asked for his blessing for carrying the flag as well, and I mean, I guess it's as good as it can be at the moment. And I'm just hoping that we continue to see eye to eye, and hopefully we understand that this is both our goal to represent the Philippines in a better platform in the bigger competitions and bring the medal to the country. And I think that is a strong unifying point for each and every one of us.
So I guess ang tanong ko is, if you were just to look at this chapter in your career, ano yung mga important lessons na natutunan mo na now you use, as you said, to move forward?
I think first thing that I really learned is try to communicate as clearly, as better as you can be, and second is really try to understand the other person, whatever it is their perspective is. Like, I think I have a broad understanding of someone's I have a broad understanding of what is the perspective of someone, but I'm still young. I'm still really not as experienced as anyone in the field who has been there for quite some time. And sometimes you need some understanding and some patience, and sometimes humility do play a big role in every step of the way.
Alam natin ngayon na naayos na yan. It all started with some issues on accounting and disbursements and liquidation. Has there been any policy change that came out of this mediation na ngayon ikaw you're doing different things in so far as I guess getting the support, financial or otherwise, from the Patafa? Meron bang pagbabago sa mga polisiya now that this is over?
I'm hoping I think that's the main reason that we were in the Senate back in February, to hopefully get the streamlined process for the athletes para po sa ating mga Pilipino makakuha po ng support. At the same time po, we get the assistance that we understand, because we understand it's a government funding. It does need liquidation. It does need paperwork. But at the same time, these are athletes, and I'm not saying that we can't, but we have better things to do, and what is that? It's our job to train and focus on our event. That as an athlete, focus on training day in, day out. It's a 24-hour day job. It's not something that I am just a hobby, or I go there. I basically travel like 16 hours away from my family just to enjoy my career. No, it's not that.
Right.
And so hopefully there's gonna be some changes moving forward, which I think the officials will understand, and I hope for as I said, a better tomorrow.
Right. Well, I don't want to belabor the point. I certainly will move on, and I'm just happy that everything is all under the water. Sabi nga nila, all's well that ends well, and under the bridge rather. And I'm just happy that tapos na yan. But so let me go back to the Southeast Asian Games. When you look at that, parang it was described by many scribes as you just breeze through the field. Parang talagang lamang na lamang ang EJ Obiena. How would you rate your performance, EJ, with a leap of with a performance of 5.46 meters, breaking the old record na ikaw rin ang gumawa? How would you rate that performance in Hanoi?
Considering everything, I'll rate it with a 6 overall.
Wow. Ganun kababa pa ka.
Yeah, but if I'm saying I'll rate it as a 10 if I was able to take everything off that I should be doing. Like I won the competition, set a new record, didn't make the Asian record, so maybe a 9.5. And in a sense of doing the checklist, but if I'm being critical about myself, I'll say it's a 6. I've done a lot of things not so good as I could have, and I think I rushed a bit of things, and probably could have done a little bit better, and could have performed a little bit higher as well.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the conditions as right for the picking to have a good jump? Yung bang track was okay? Was the wind conditions okay? I know all of those things come into play, but was it right for a good jump?
Well, at first it was okay. It was a slight wind going from my right to left, a little bit of tailwind, but it just didn't help me when it started to rain, of course. And unfortunately, it was raining on the higher heights, and it's a bit of a trouble, but everybody's, at that moment, it was me subjected to that condition. I just need to do what I need to do, which is to win that medal back home.
And it's still a gold. A gold is a gold, and definitely another historical and proud moment for the Philippines. And of course, a few days ago, after the Southeast Asian Games victory, you win another gold, talking about the gold. And this time you win it in Italy. A few hours away from where you stay. Tell us about that experience. You jumped 5.85 meters, again, close to your personal best. And of course, getting nearer to certain heights that are, of course, for many of us, unthinkable. Tell us about that experience, jumping in front of that kind of view and that kind of crowd watching.
Well, to be honest, the view in itself is just worth the travel, and just having a competition there in front of a cathedral, it's a once in a lifetime experience, and I think I'll be very proud of just having a photo of me jumping, and the backdrop is like these historic places. Not a lot of people can do that, and not a lot of people can compete in front of such historic places. So I'm truly happy and definitely blessed to be able to bring back those trophy and those memories with me.
The World Championships is a month away, and obviously that's something that is going to be again a tough challenge, but a very prestigious one for you. How does this victory in Italy, I guess, count in the sphere of things in your preparation for the World Championships?
It's good because I came out of 16 steps, which is 2 steps shorter than my actual run-up, jumping the 3rd best mark in the world at the moment. It's promising. It's very promising. And me and my coach just had a bit of I think it was mostly my mistake, a bit of a rookie mistake on choosing poles on the higher height. So I think we're in a good path. We're trying to, of course, strive for a little bit better, but I think we're hoping that we get good results, and we're just gonna keep bowing our heads and take whatever we can. And problem solving is one of the things that we're trying to do, and gathering and, to be honest, like collecting just funds to. Unfortunately, a sporting career needs money for it to kind of move forward.
Correct. Well, again, it's a problem that faces everyone, and we certainly hope that maayos ka agad yan. But when you look at your preparations for the World Championships, is there anything new that you are doing with your coach, and what are you focusing on as you move on, nearer and nearer to the World Championships?
I think I'm at the point of my career where I need to work on the little things, and really, in general, just make every little thing a little bit better, and that would, result to a bigger change. There's nothing extraordinary that we're trying to work on. Of course, we're trying to get faster, stronger, healthier as ever, but at the same time, we're trying to just more work on the general phase of the jump. I think I've been with Vitaly for quite some time, and I do understand how to vault already. In general speaking, of course, it's not perfect; it's far from it. But yeah, we're just focusing on the generality to be better, and nothing extraordinary. We're sticking on the same things, the same idea, the same coach, same idea, same approach. Just hoping to be better and trying to get there.
Are there any personal goals for this year, EJ?
Personal goals is really be able to jump 6 meters, and I do believe it's somewhere around the corner, and I do understand that club is very exclusive, the 6 meter club, and I would want to be there. And I think other personal goals is really just be able to find my drive and motivation again, and be able to be happy in where I'm at and be happy in what I do day in, day out.
And talking about, goals and, that exclusive 6 meter club, is it realistic? Is it reachable? Is Mondo Duplantis reachable at this time for you?
Well, I think on a good day, I'm going to be honest, in his good day and my good day, that's probably going to be hard. He's a one in a generational talent, and I have mad respect to the guy. He's a really good dude, and he's a good friend of mine. And yeah, we understand that, and I think all the vaulters who are currently here actively competing do understand that Mondo he's the GOAT at the moment. So he's the best who have ever done the sport. So he is a one-in-a-lifetime generational talent. But, not everybody has a good day. And the thing that I can do that is in my control is not really pull him down. It's really just to improve myself, to do better and compete at the best of my abilities. Because I truly still believe it doesn't matter how good of an athlete you are, when it comes to competition, it's the guy who wants it most. It's the guy who's hungriest for that, and hopefully get that 6 meter speed first Asian to have ever done it. And
right. Well, we're all looking forward to that day. We're all looking forward to that day na andun yung pangalan ninyo ni Duplantis going toe to toe and centimeter by centimeter for that elusive 6 meters. All right, you were given some incentives as for winning the gold medal in the Southeast Asian Games. In fact, binoble ni Pangulong Duterte ang incentives ninyo. Have you received it, and what do you plan to do with your incentives, EJ? Hindi sa chismoso kami, ha? Hindi kami chismoso, ha?
Well, actually, I haven't received it yet.
Hindi ba?
Okay. And, I haven't received my incentives as well for the previous national records. So hopefully soon. I'm waiting for I'll say PSC. I think it should be PSC. Am I right? Because it's
that's right.
The government. So I'm hoping that I can receive it and I'll get instructions about it. And hopefully I get my allowances as well.
From what I understand, the new president, President PBM, really wants to ensure that all of the athletes are given their incentives as quickly as possible. Talagang yun ang kanyang gusto mangyari para sa mga atleta. All right, Paris is just around the corner. Paris Olympics in about 2 years' time, and clearly that is your target. That has been what you have said all along, because of course of what happened in Tokyo, and you just want to get back there in that big stage. EJ, what will tell you that you are ready for Paris?
I think only me can tell that, and my coach. There's not really a certain number, a certain mark that you can say, yeah, I'm ready. Because if we're just gonna say that I was ready as I can be in 2021, but one thing I've learned from that, it's not about how high you jump in the other meets. It's really how high you jump on that day, on the day that it counts the most, and we're working on that. And I think the biggest challenges about that is just getting there healthy and ready to get it on, and bang heads with these best of the best in the world, and I'm actually excited and looking forward to that. At the moment, I just need to, find my why and find my reason. I don't want to be going to Paris half-hearted and dwelling on different things. So I want to be able to sort everything out before going there.
All right. Well, in the meantime, there is Cambodia coming up.
Yan po mga kaibigan ng ating panayam kay EJ Obiena. Sabi rin niya na siya po'y lalaban sa Cambodia next year. And of course, yung impressions niya kay Hackett de los Santos, he thinks sky's the limit para dyan sa ating bagong Paul Volter na ngayon ay talagang nagpapakitang gilas din po. Yan po mga kaibigan, si EJ Obiena in the spotlight. Siya nga pala, sa lahat po ng mga nagpadala ng kanilang mga komentaryo dun po sa ating pinupulsuhan ngayong araw na to, yung pong ating katanungan na anong dapat gawin ng Golden State Warriors para makabalik sa series, sa NBA Finals. Marami po salamat sa inyo lahat. Subukan kong basahin at sagutin yung ibang mga tanong ninyo dito sa Facebook at sa Twitter. Salamat kay Robert Sumailo, kay Vladimir Delmar, John Dignos, Ruben Cuadro Jr. Ilan lang po sa mga nagpadala. Joel Manalo, Jose Lumbres, Melissa Batumbakal, and Edgar Blas. Kay Rian, daming sumagot. Abnesar, Abdul Sabur, at marami pang iba. Maraming po salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik sa ating Pulso ng Bayan. Next week, hopefully, yung ating mga gift certificates ay ating muling may pamimigay courtesy ng Chooks to Go. Alright, that'll do it for us this morning sa Power and Play. Again, nagpapasalamat po kami sa lahat ng ating mga naging guests and sa lahat po sa inyong sumubaybay sa atin ngayong umagang ito. Lagi natin sinasabi tuwing Sabado ng umaga, bawal ang masungit. At po, sa lahat po ng ating gawain, Ad Maiorem Dei Gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH Teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po. At again, kayo po ay magkaroon ng mabuting weekend. Have a good weekend. More power, more play.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko. Para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at magpapatalo. Ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulot, sumbeshi, bay, lakay, amiga. Sama-samang pakita, ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum.